This week, BMNR had a massive day and also it sold off. But what does it mean for the stock and why it was so unexpected, but also very predictable why the stock reacted that way? And we will deep dive today into what events happened and what this means for Bitmine in the next couple of weeks.
Welcome to the game, I'm the wolf of Dubai.
If you don't know me, my name is Danny and I'm looking for 10, 20, 30x stocks on this channel and on my main channel that you should follow as well. I look for X10 stocks since 5 years. I found Tesla, Nvidia, Hood, and Palantir, and Bitmine is one of them. My early subscribers bought apartments and even houses for their Tesla profits. So I think it's quite of a good return of investment just to following me here for free. And if you want to get even closer to me, then make sure to check out x10daytrading.com, where we trade for you with our special software that we designed. And I put more than $1 million in development of the software, where we can send all the day trades on daily basis into your portfolio all automatically. You just have to switch on the software. If this is interesting for you and you have $10,000 or more, then check out x10daytrading.com and schedule a call with me personally, and we see if we can help you as well. Now, Bitmine had a quite interesting day. PPI, by the time you're watching, also the CPI is out and was probably either better than expected or as expected. The whole Wall Street don't think there is huge surprise into this inflation numbers. And with that, also the Fed next week should lower the rates. What will happen to crypto? We already discussed in the video 3 days ago. But I want to show you how the stock market moves Bitmine in this situation and why Bitmine might sell off every single rally. Okay, so if you are looking into the price action of yesterday, for example, then you see the following. We had first the initial reaction on the PPI numbers, okay? We went up about, like 5%. And then from the highs at around like 48, we went down 6% and closed the day only with 2% up. Green is green, I get it. But why is this happening? Well, there's a couple of things, okay? First of all, if you look into the last, let's say 1 month, you see that we are on the down spiral together with kind of Ethereum. Okay, so Ethereum, if we are open Ethereum, you see that also Ethereum is kind of, going down in the last couple of weeks. Second, obviously, you need to consider that Bitmine had a huge run from 30 to around like $70, which was like, over 100%. Then you have to always consider, guys, when you see a big update in Bitmine, you have to understand that they are out there and selling the stock because they need the volatility and they know that seasonality wise, the stock market can be quite weak and selling profits, selling rallies. We are at all-time highs into the market. So they are using that to make sure that they're selling stock to us or to the whole market to raise funds to buy more Ethereum. They are the fastest treasury company. So they're doing a phenomenal job from the main goal and mission that they have. Obviously, they have also the moonshot missions where they, with the first Octo investment, which was absolutely brilliant, right? Turning like $20 million into like over $500 because Octo sold a little bit off. So you can see that this is the brilliant moves that the team of Tom Lee is doing. Now, there is more to that. The first moonshot investment, Octo. Okay, if you're looking into the stock that, Bitmine invested at around like 146 and then it shot up to about like $76 and then, went a little bit on the profit taking trip, okay, which is totally normal, okay? Nothing goes crazy like that forever. There's a lot of hype and this is normal that some investment and some stocks coming back down. But I want to talk about two things. First of all, you see the market cap here at 73 million. I don't think this is the right number because there's new shares and like more shares and like this is not always up to date. So don't get fooled by that because think about it. They just got like a $250 million PIPE investment and also 20 million by Bitmine, so the market cap should be at least, 270 million. So I don't think this is the right number, okay? I am not into Octo and I don't think this is something for me just as of yet. But I want to show you this clip, what Octo is actually about and how brilliant they are actually doing it.
Big news in the crypto world this morning. Sam Altman-backed company World will start trading on the NASDAQ on Thursday. The biometric company verifies identities using an eye-scanning device called the Orb. in exchange for cryptocurrency called Worldcoin. Joining us right now is Dan Ives, Wedbush Securities Global Head of Technology Research, a senior analyst. He's also now chairman of Octo Holdings, which is the Treasury company for World. So he's got a couple of different hats he's wearing this morning. Dan, for those who don't understand all of this, and maybe even thinking to themselves, is their eye scan going to be used in some kind of other crazy way? Explain it all for us.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'd say in this AI revolution, when you think about everything going on in terms of the trillions being spent, the biggest thing missing is identification, authentication. And, what Sam and Alex and the team have built at World, when you think about these orbs, the iris scanning, in my opinion, this is going to be the de facto standard. When we think about separating from bots, identifying humans, and ultimately, this is really more of an infrastructure play. It's really the intersection of AI and crypto. That's why I'm so excited, as taking this role as chairman, given my passion for AI and what I think the role that World's going to play.
So just so I understand it, is it a trade? I mean, some people say your trade. Explain it to us. I'm giving over my iris or whatever in exchange for currency? Is that how this works?
Yeah, essentially. But when you think about it from a security perspective, I believe it's the most secure platform there is in the world relative to the zero knowledge trust and the way that this has actually been built. I've done the scans myself, and you think about today, 15 million have actually gone down this path, and I believe it's going to be on a path to 100 million and more, because in the future, in the world of AI, I think a ceiling ultimately on AI growth, I mean, about all the LLMs and all the trillions being spent in data centers, is going to be authentication, identification. And that's why we're so passionate, in terms of, this treasury and really focused on World. It's everything Sam and the team's built, and that's why I'm here.
Dan, explain this. I always thought that if there was a product like this that would win the day, that either Apple or maybe Google or somebody else like that could win in the context of, I've got my camera on my phone, I've got LiDAR on the phone, all of the other, I don't know if I have LiDAR on the phone, but I have, they can do different things to capture things on my face. I would have thought that would win, no?
Yeah, I think in the past, yes, but in the future, no. And I think Sam and the team, they saw the future, because as we go toward robots and you go toward more and more bots, especially in this AI world, that's something that the only true way in terms of identification, authenticate is going to be iris scan. Now, I believe more and more tech platforms are ultimately going to adopt this, and that's why we're doing this now. Because this is still, I kind of view where this is almost where NVIDIA was in 2022, Palantir 2022, relative to as we go into this authentication layer of AI. And that's why I'm just so excited, as someone that's so passionate as a tech analyst, this intersection of AI and crypto.
One other thing, and then I want to talk about Tesla and some other issues that are in the headlines this morning. In terms of security, everyone thinks their fingerprint is very valuable, and everyone thinks their iris print is very valuable. What's the chance? And what are if you were to look out in your crystal ball or your orb and say, what is the real risk here? It is what?
I mean, I'd say it's basically zero, close to zero, relative to just when you look at the crypto nature and the blockchain and the way that they've actually structured the orb and the product and the iris scan. And that's why I would believe it's actually the safest one out there. And in the future of AI, this is going to become the de facto standard when it comes to identification. I think they skated to where the puck's going. Now you're going to see more and more signing up for this, and then it creates a network effect. And that's why we're so excited in terms of making this bet on World.
So how they structured Octo. So they structured it in a very similar way. So I think this is brilliant. And I don't know what happens after, or, after the market closes and behind closed doors and all in this pipe meetings. But apparently they said the following, something in these lines. Okay. Hey, let's have a figure on Wall Street similar to Tom Lee, who is in this kind of field. Well, it could be Dan Ives. Dan Ives is this funky guy that wears all colorful clothes and goes on CNBC, as you have just seen in this clip. And in this clip, you have seen that they put him as chairman, similar like Bitmine, put Tom Lee, and they create a treasury company. They took like just an e-commerce company, they rebranded it or they remade it to a treasury company. They're using, kind of, the next big thing. And then they creating this treasury company to say like, we will, accumulate WLD crypto, okay? And think this is genius. Not only that, I feel that this has huge potential with Sam Altman and, the whole AI world, but I think that how they do it is absolutely brilliant because they will have the exposure, they will have the volatility in the stock, which can help them to raise more and more funds, same like Bitcoin is doing. And for sure, one of the reasons that the company is going down is actually because they're selling stock to buy more WLD crypto, okay? So with that said, I think we are in very good hands. This week was all about it. Okay, what inflation does. Next week, we have the Fed. The Fed could absolutely skyrocket Bitmine. And I think we could see the lows in September and October. So be ready. Make your own financial decisions. Never make your investment decisions. Buy videos on YouTube. Make your own research and your own decisions. And remember, if you want to get closer to us, xtendaytrading.com, where we trade for you all automatically if you have $10,000 or more. Schedule a call with me and I see you tomorrow because the grass is greener on the other side.